If you're a contractor, plumber, electrician, HVAC shop, and you're still broke, here's why. I have spent the last year and a half helping people make money, and these two reasons are the biggest reasons they're not successful. And they're the reason I stayed broke for years. And when I figured this out, I immediately got unstuck and started becoming more successful. So let's get into it. Now, this isn't sexy, but success isn't sexy. It's the boring, monotonous, everyday stuff that makes you successful. So, number one mistake I see people doing is they don't think about what they are doing. You're just going through the motions, day by day, moment by moment. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And you don't have a plan. Even worse, most of you don't even have a direction. You couldn't make a plan if you wanted to because you have no idea where you're going. So how do we fix this? There's two things that you have to do. I have been doing these two things for the last 4 years, and it is the single greatest factor to the success that I have had. Number one, make some freaking goals already. Set goals for yourself for the year. I'm gonna be at this point by the end of the year. To set these goals, think 5 years out. Where do I want to be in 5 years? And then break that up into what you think you can get done in 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, and 1 year. And set your goal. The second part of this is actually taking the time to think about how you're going to achieve that goal and coming up with a plan to do so. I know, rocket science, right? We set a goal, then we create a plan to achieve our goal, and then we execute on our plan, and guess what happens? We actually achieve our goals. Most of you don't achieve your goals, number one, because you don't set them, and number two, because you don't plan on achieving them. So this is how I do this, okay? When I think of a plan is just a series of steps that you're going to take to get to your goal. So once I know my goal, I will take the time to think out what are the steps that I need to take to achieve this goal. If I don't know the steps, step one will be find out the steps to get to my goal. I'll go watch YouTube videos, I'll call some mentors, I'll reach out to people on Facebook, I'll buy coaching programs, whatever I have to do to figure out the steps to achieve my goal. If you want to do $1 million in your business this year and you don't know how to do that, how in the hell are you ever going to do that? You have to go find out what has to happen between now and then to achieve that goal. So step one is usually go research on how to do that. And then somebody else can give you the rest of the steps on how to achieve your goals. Now, second thing I do to make this effective is I journal. As gay as that sounds, for a man to journal, that's what you need to do. Once I have a goal, I have a plan, I have the steps, I need to make sure that I keep that goal and the next few steps top of mind in my head every single day. How many of you start the year with a plan to do something or a goal in mind, only to stop doing it a month or 2 months down the road? Most of you probably don't even make it that far. You probably get a few days in or a week in, and then you quit because you forgot about your goal, you forgot about why you want that goal, and you forgot about what the next step is. So every morning I wake up, I make some coffee, I go sit on my porch, and I journal. And this is what I journal. I literally wrote this in my journal this morning. I write my one big goal, okay? For me, it's Dude Wash. That's my pressure washing company, to 100 million. That's my big 10-year out goal. Take Dude Wash to 100 million. My other goal, as dumb as this sounds, I've never been able to exercise very consistently my whole life, so it's get ripped, okay? Those are my two goals I've been writing down every morning, probably for the last 2 months. Then I'll write down what I am gonna do today to get me closer to bringing Dude Wash to 100 million, and what I'm gonna do today to get ripped. So I'll literally write today, and I will write the things that I need to do for Dude Wash today. And then for getting ripped, I will literally write work out and follow meal plan. And I make sure that I get these things done today before I go do anything else. I set aside time on my calendar to make sure that this stuff gets done. So that every day I'm reminding myself of what my goals are and what are the things that I need to do today to actually achieve my goals. You live day by day with a long-term goal in mind. It's the consistent action of the boring stuff day in and day out over a long enough period of time that gets you the success that you want. If you're not taking the time to think about what you want, why you want it, how you're going to achieve it, the steps you need to take, and you're not writing it down, you're not going to achieve your goals. I read in a book somewhere that if you can do this very simple exercise every single day, you are 80% more likely to achieve your goals. That's a giant leap forward, and it takes like 5 minutes. The other half of this equation is you guys have to figure out how to manage your time. If you can't manage your time, you will not be able to get the stuff done that you need to get done today. So this is how I manage my time. This took me forever to learn, but once I learned it, it made a huge difference in my life. Step one, you're gonna make a giant list of everything that you do in a day. I go to bed at this time. I wake up at this time. I do this first thing in the morning. I shower at this time. I eat breakfast at this time. I start work at this time. I journal at this time. On and on and on and on. Every single thing that you have to do, make a list. Spend time with my kids. Travel. Whatever. Everything you have to do, including the things that are going to get you to your goals. All the steps you wrote down that are going to get you to your big goal. Write all that crap down. Giant list. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to create a T-graph. You can do this on a spreadsheet or on a piece of paper or in a Google Doc, whatever. And you're going to put recurring on one side, and you're going to put one time on the other. You're going to take this giant list of tasks that you made, and you're going to split it up between recurring tasks, so things that you have to do on a regular basis over and over and over and over, and one-time tasks, things you only have to do one time, and then it's done. Then you're gonna go to your Google Calendar, and you're gonna put all of the recurring tasks on your Google Calendar, like when you're gonna go to bed, when you're gonna wake up, when you're gonna brush your teeth and get ready in the morning, when you're gonna journal in the morning, when you're gonna work out, when you're gonna set aside time to work on your business instead of in your business, when you're actually gonna work in your business instead of on it. What that's gonna do for you is it's gonna make you realize how little time you actually have in a day. Most of you probably say, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do the things to achieve what I want to achieve in my life. The reality is you have the time. You're just choosing to spend that time on dumb crap like Netflix, partying, drinking, going out with friends. When you start to realize how little time you have, you start to spend your time differently. Now, all of these one-time tasks, you're going to organize them in the order that they need to get done. And every morning when you wake up and journal, you're going to figure out what one-time tasks you need to be working on. You're going to write that down in your journal. And then you're going to go to your Google Calendar and you're going to schedule the time that you're going to work on this. And then you need to live and die by your calendar. I have not met a single successful person that doesn't do this to some extent, who doesn't live and die by their Google Calendar. We all have the same amount of time. The ones who are successful are the ones who plan how they're going to use it. Okay, that's number one mistake I see people make. They don't plan. Number two mistake that I see is that people take forever to make decisions. If you're broke, you suck at making decisions. And just like most things in life, you have to learn how to make good decisions. It's a skill that you have to develop. And the best way to learn is through repetition. Think about it this way. We got a guy over here, and he makes one decision every single week. So 52 decisions in a year is what this guy makes. And then we've got a guy over here, he's gonna be much happier. He makes a decision every single day. He's a fast decision maker. He's making 365 decisions in a year, 7 times more decisions than this guy. By the end of the year, he's gonna be 7 times more effective at making good decisions. He's gonna be 7 times more effective at knowing what a good decision looks like and what a bad decision looks like, because he's got in the repetition of making decisions. And most of you guys are scared to make quick decisions because you think the decisions that you're faced with right now are giant decisions. But you only think that because you lack the experience of what an actual big decision is. If you're under 2 million in revenue, your decisions are tiny. They have very low impact. A negative outcome when you're under 2 million is a very low impact outcome. But the opportunity to learn from that outcome can have massive effect on how you develop in the future. So the best thing you can do is make faster decisions. You guys are fretting over little stuff like, should I increase my pay-per-click budget by $200 a month? Or should I hire this bookkeeper for $500 a month? Or should I change this little thing in my price book? Little decisions. Here's how I, Jared Williams, decided that I would make these decisions when I was growing my company, and it served me really well, and I think it will you too. So imagine a hill. I call this the should I hill. On this side is should I. You're asking yourself, should I? At the top is the question or the decision that you're trying to make. On this side is the outcome. What ends up happening is people get stuck in the should I. Should I hire a bookkeeper? Should I increase my marketing budget? Should I change this item around in my price book? Should I try out this software? Should I follow Jared's advice and do the things that he says will make me successful? And you guys get stuck here forever and ever and ever, and you never make a decision. When I found myself saying, should I? Chances were I probably should. If I'm asking this question, I usually had a pretty good reason to ask it. So what I started doing is I would say, okay, I know I'm over here saying, should I do this thing? And I'm fretting over it. I just make the decision and I do it, okay? And I jump over this hill, make the decision, and I get the outcome. The outcome, if it's good, then I learn, okay, when I make this decision, I get this good outcome. So I need to make more decisions like that. If this outcome is bad, then I learn, okay, when I make this kind of decision in this way, I get bad outcomes. So I need to make less decisions like that. That is the feedback loop that you need. And eventually, you will become better at making good decisions and avoiding bad ones. So just go make the decisions already. Quit being scared, make it happen. And there you go. Those two things. Come up with a plan, come up with goals, figure out the steps to get there. Make sure you keep it top of mind, journal every day, plan your time, and make faster decisions. Those two things will get you on a path to success. Right now, you're flatlining or you're gaining very slowly. If you can do those two things, keep your goals in mind and journal and make fast decisions, your success will do this. And you will gain a lot of distance much faster. See you on the next one.